these calls, all these texts. I need a signal break.
Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Ashraf Ibrahim, and I'm thrilled to have you with us for a brand new episode. Today, we're diving into a super important topic that's on the minds of many: cell phone towers. If you look around, you'll notice these towers have become part of our daily lives. They're not just on the streets anymore. They're on rooftops, in residential neighborhoods, near parks, and even in places you'd never expect to see them. But here's the big question. Are these towers really as dangerous as some people claim? Or are they perfectly safe and all the talk is just rumors? Let's dig into this topic together and uncover the truth about cell phone towers. Do they actually cause diseases like cancer, or is it all just hype? Let's get started. But before we dive in, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our updates. Got a question or comment? Drop it below and we'll get back to you ASAP. Sound good? All right, let's jump right in.
What are cell phone towers anyway? To understand this topic from the ground up, we need to know what cell phone towers are and what they do. Simply put, cell phone towers are metal structures designed to support communication networks like 3G, 4G, and now 5G. Their job? To provide signal coverage over a wide area so your phone can make calls, send texts, or connect to the internet. Without these towers, you wouldn't be able to call your friends or scroll through social media. These towers work by emitting signals or electromagnetic waves, which allow your phone to function. But here's where the debate kicks in. Some people claim these waves could be harmful to our health. That's what's made this topic so controversial, and we'll explore it further in a bit.
Why are cell phone towers everywhere? If we rewind 15 or 20 years, mobile phones weren't as common as they are today. Back then, owning a phone was a luxury, not a necessity. But now, almost everyone has a phone, sometimes 2 or 3. With this massive increase in mobile phone usage, telecom companies have had to build more towers to keep up with the demand. Without enough towers, your calls would drop, your internet would lag, and it'd be a total mess. That's why you see towers popping up everywhere, on top of buildings, along streets, near schools, in parks, and even in rural areas. It's all about ensuring signal coverage. But this rapid spread has left a lot of people wondering, with so many towers around, could they actually be harmful? And that brings us to the million-dollar question. Are cell phone towers really dangerous? This question splits opinions into two camps: those who say cell phone towers are dangerous and could cause diseases like cancer, and those who insist they're completely safe. Let's break down both sides. They're dangerous perspective. People who believe cell phone towers are risky, often from the medical or health research community, base their concerns on the fact that these towers emit electromagnetic radiation. This radiation is constant and is classified as non-ionizing, meaning it's not as harmful as, say, nuclear radiation that damages cells. Still, they argue that long-term exposure to this radiation could have negative health effects. What risks do they point to? Well, cancer. Some studies, like a 10-year study by the World Health Organization, 2000 to 2010 across 13 countries, suggested that heavy mobile phone users, think an hour or 2 daily, might have an increased risk of brain or spinal tumors. In another case, in India in 2003, after a cell tower was installed on a residential building, 7 residents were diagnosed with cancer in a short period. Other health issues beyond cancer, some report symptoms like headaches, sleep disorders, memory loss, trouble focusing, fatigue, joint pain, and even heart problems. In some cases, pregnant women living near towers have reported miscarriages. Impact on children. Kids are especially vulnerable since their bodies are still developing. radiation could potentially affect their nervous or immune systems. That's why some countries ban towers near schools or hospitals.
They're safe perspective. On the flip side, many scientists and telecom engineers argue that cell phone towers are perfectly safe. What's their reasoning? Non-ionizing radiation. The radiation from towers is in the form of microwaves, which have very low energy. Unlike ionizing radiation, like X-rays, it's not strong enough to damage DNA or cause cancer. Scientific studies. A study comparing over 1,000 children with cancer to 1,000 healthy children found no link between tower radiation exposure during pregnancy and childhood cancer. Some mothers were heavily exposed, and their kids were fine. Others had no exposure, and their kids still developed cancer. Statements from major organizations. The American Cancer Society and the World Health Organization say there's no conclusive evidence linking cell towers to cancer. In fact, WHO notes that the radiation from towers is much lower than what your phone itself emits. What reassures people? Those defending towers point out that governments and organizations set strict regulations, such as ensuring towers are built at a certain height, keeping a safe distance between towers and residential buildings, and limiting the frequency levels emitted to stay within safe ranges. But here's the catch. These regulations aren't always enforced consistently, especially in some countries like Egypt, where you might see multiple towers in one area, which fuels public concern.
So, what's the truth? The truth is, the debate is far from settled. If you Google, "Does cell phone towers cause cancer?" right now, you'll find conflicting opinions. Some studies say they're dangerous, others say they're safe. Even scientists can't fully agree. So, as regular people, what can we do? Tips to protect yourself. Even if we're not 100% sure about the risks, there are simple steps we can take to minimize potential harm. 1. Limit phone use. Try not to spend hours on your phone. For long calls, use a hands-free device or Bluetooth earphones. 2. Keep your phone away from your body. When sleeping, don't leave your phone next to your head. Keep it at a distance. 3. Reduce kids' exposure. Since children are more vulnerable, limit their phone or tablet use. 4. Mind your Wi-Fi. If you use Wi-Fi a lot, keep the router away from sleeping or sitting areas. How do governments handle this? Many countries have strict regulations on cell towers, such as banning towers near schools and hospitals, requiring companies to regularly measure radiation levels, setting limits on the strength of emitted frequencies. But in some developing countries, these rules aren't always enforced, which makes people feel like there's negligence. When you see 3 or 4 towers on the same street, it's natural to feel uneasy. The bottom line, in the end, there's no definitive answer saying cell towers absolutely cause cancer or are 100% safe. The research is ongoing and the debate continues. As individuals, the best we can do is stay cautious, limit phone use, keep kids away from excessive radiation, and if you live near a tower, monitor any unusual symptoms and consult a doctor if something feels off. If you've got questions or thoughts about this topic, drop them in the comments and we'll try to address them in future episodes. That's it for today. See you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more. Take care.